evening, Helga. I don't think we've met.
Who are you?
I am Count Dracula.
Don't play jokes with me.
Too much, sir. You're over the limit. Do be careful, sir. Oh, dear. I warned you, sir. I think you'll find a very interesting centerfold this month, sir.
Yes? Oh, you're right. Oh, they are magnificent. Did you ever see prettier veins? And what's this? They're coming up here to photograph the most biteable playmate of the month.
Here, to me. Come along.
Well, that should keep the blood bank in the red.
I'll cross my fingers, sir.
I'd rather you didn't. Welcome to the park.
Back in Transylvania, they found a drink that's new.
Oh, yeah?
If someone wants to drink your health, they drink it out of you. They don't have the movies or corny stuff like that. Cause when you wanna have a ball, you change into a bat.
This is what I call a party.
Yes.
And you're in my blood. You're here in the heart of me.
Hello there.
Who are you?
I'm Countess Vampiro.
Angela, I've been looking for you all day. Where are you?
I'm in a big old house somewhere. I don't know where, but the number is not...
Angela!
That is Count Dracula, as he really was. Still is.
It's just the shock of them going in, sir. Sir. Neat, sir. Very neat.
Thank you, Aunt Travis. You know, that look of horror when they realize it's really me. It's so exciting.
I didn't know you were one of us.
I'm not.
You soon will be.
Charming headdress. May I dance?
You could really be a groovy old dude.
No, I can't stand violence. Did you enjoy it?
You are under my power. Look into the hypnotic eye. Time now to enter Mr. Lobo's domain. Look out! Open your mind to the possibility that they're not bad movies, just misunderstood. You're not dreaming. You're watching Cinema Insomnia. Tonight's feature is presented in Blood-O-Vision. As you know, these crimson lenses are available at OSI74.com. 7-Eleven won't carry them anymore. It's a long story. But they will either enhance the effect of blood on screen or cancel it out entirely. Greetings. I bid you welcome and ignore your buy it now price. I'm your Mr. of the Dark, Mr. Lobo, and this is my lovely creature of the night, Miss Mittens. As for tonight's feature, to finalize a real estate transaction with a reclusive count, Renfield journeys through the Carpathian Mountains in Romania to a creepy castle to meet the new owner of Carfax and stupidly trusts the fox. Instead of giving him vehicle history information, Count Dracula slips Renfield a Romanian roofie and turns him into one of his toadies. a toady that eats flies. He then journeys back with Renfield, or Ren as his pal Stimpy calls him, back to London, where he begins attacking young girls and turning them into blood-sucking vampires. Dr. Ford Econo Van Helsing diagnoses the deterioration of a young Mina Harker's health and discovers that Count Dracula is indeed the Prince of Darkness, and teams up with her fiancé Jean to prevent Nina from becoming one of the black lipstick-wearing, hot topic shopping undead. Cinema Insomnia is proud to present Universal's anti-immigrant classic. Wait, Universal? No. I don't care if it's from 1931 and the internet says it's public domain. You just can't mess with Universal and their blood-sucking lawyers. Excuse me. Instead, we have a rarely seen video that shows the impact and scope of Dracula and its fandom. Produced by Buddy Barnett and Kathy Duba from Cult Movies TV, seen right here on this network. Directed by Don Glut with a cast and crew of aged monster kids. Cinema Insomnia at OSI 74 presents the broadcast premiere of the 2001 movie Vampire Hunters Club, presented in Blood Ovision.
Good night, sweetheart. Good night, Reggie.
They don't know about us.
No, they're just chasing some poor creature of the night.
Oh, I hope it's not Dracula. I haven't seen him since 1931.
Let's just do it.
Hey, Mr. Lobo, it is Eddie Spaghetti calling again. I'm just asking if you're going to do anything about this vampire situation that's going on, or, you know, if you're just going to continue to sit there and watch your film.
Eddie Spaghetti. You know, I was just watching your Halloween compilation VHS thingy. Nicely done, lad. Could you hold on 1 second? It's one of the neighborhood kids, Eddie Spaghetti, on the telephone. Yeah, I'm back. What? What do you mean, vampires? In this day and age? Eddie, seriously, that's an old wives' tale. You can't expect me to believe in vampires. Mr. Lobo doesn't know anything about vampires. Well, other than the fact that my entire family has a blood oath against them. But besides that, absolutely nothing. Expect a package. From who? Why? Okay, hold on, Eddie. There goes the neighborhood. Lock your doors, everybody. You know, maybe you should park a big truck in front of your house and start dressing like duck hunters. Blare some country music. I understand that usually keeps predatory foreign types at bay. Or maybe I read that somewhere. Anyway, Cinema Insomnia will be right back. All right, Eddie, I'm back. Now, slow down. All right, don't leave out any details. Start from the beginning.
Don't be scared. I'm the super sweet monster with the super sweet new cereal, Count Chocula.
Biffle, here's the super sweet new cereal, Frankenberry.
But I've got chocolate sweeties for monstrous chocolate flavor.
Well, I've got berry-flavored sweeties for monstrous strawberry flavor.
Count Chocula.
Frankenberry.
Hi.
Frankenberry.
Count Chocula.
There is a creature of the night, whose very name strikes terror in the hearts of man. He fears only mirrors, the scent of garlic, and the sight of a crucifix. He feeds upon human blood. Only sunlight or a stake driven through his heart can destroy him or those whose blood he drinks. His name is Dracula.
I love you, and I can give you eternal life.
I knew it, an insurance salesman. I've already got Prudential.
Out of the night light, I've got to boogie on the disco ride. Yeah.
Oh my, are you biting me? Oh.
It was wild.
How many times did he bite you?
Oh, that. Just once. I told you it was our first date.
I won't let him get her.
I love the nightlife.
Well, Count, what do you say to that? I would say leave Cindy alone and find yourself a nice Jewish girl, Doctor.
That's the other one, isn't it?
Dracula in New York. His style is irresistible. His curiosity is irrepressible. And when he takes a bite out of the Big Apple, his appetite is insatiable.
If you're hungry, Master, we could ring for the night maid.
When you is gone, nobody's gonna bring you back here once you is dead.
Good evening.
Master, please be careful.
What is it?
You nearly stepped on my dinner.
Bon appetit.
I heard a rooster crow.
A rooster in New York City?
I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
It's him!
Yeah, or a rock group.
The second way to kill a vampire, Count. 3 silver bullets through the heart.
No, Rosenberg. That is a werewolf.
Really? Are you sure? I've lost her forever. He's drained all the blood out of her.
George Hamilton.
His blood in your eye.
Susan St. James. Richard Benjamin. Dick Shawn. Sherman Hemsley. Isabel Sanford. And Artie Johnson as Renfield.
Finally, after 712 years, to have someone bite me again.
Love at first bite.
Tonight's feature was made on a shoestring, which is a lot harder to load into a Canon XL1 than a mini DV tape. And it truly, truly dares you to stay awake. I must ask you all now, as I have in the past, to recite the Insomniac's oath. Please assume the position and repeat after Mr. Lobo. I, as an initiated member of the Sleepless Nights of Insomnia, do solemnly swear to watch the movie, the whole movie, and nothing but the movie. So help me, Mr. Lobo. You may stand down. Oh, hurts more every time. But before we go back into tonight's movie, I want to talk to Romana about something. Hey, Romana, hey, that's foreign, right? Apparently we're in this grip of a vampire infestation. I just wanted to ask your advice. You probably know all about vampires, right? Being from Romania. Oh, like a sexy space vampire.
Vampire, you put it. You silly. Besides, I'm still mad at you. You told everyone about my space. We were not supposed to talk about it.
Romana, you never know if they're going to need to use our towels or something. You know, I wanted to give them some warning. Look, we can talk about this during the movie, all right? And now, Cinema Insomnia returns you to tonight's feature, Vampire Hunters Club, presented in Bloodovision.
I'm here at the site of yet another vampire staking. As you can see, our local vampire hunters are effectively protecting our community from the current plague of vampirism. Let's hope they keep up the good work. This is Bart Barlow, KDOA, LA News.
Hold on a minute.
Johnny, come on. Johnny, move it.
Dracula's gonna have to wait. This calms my nerves.
We have to get to my girlfriend. There's no telling what Dracula's done to her by now. Let's go.
Hey, listen, Reggie. If she's one of the undead, we're gonna have to kill her too.
Don't even say that. Quiet. You don't want to hear us coming, do you? I wish Florey was here. He could really use his help. He would if he could. I don't think anything would drag him away from a sci-fi convention. Typical. Look, it's just us. We have to get Debbie back, and that's it.
Are you looking for me?
Dracula, we've come here to kill you.
You can't kill the undead.
Come on down here and let's find out.
Debbie, honey, are you okay?
Now I am. I know what it really means to be alive.
You brainwashed her!
No. I merely promised her eternal life.
Listen, Debbie, don't listen to him.
Come on, baby, let's get out of here. This is nowhere.
Well, I'd love to stay and chat, but the night is young. Gotta go.
Dirty, filthy coward!
Oh! Ah! That was very rude.
Come down here and fight like a man!
We're 3 men short.
We'll get you, even if it takes the rest of our lives.
Then I'm sure we will meet again.
What am I gonna do? We're gonna find him, we're gonna get him, and we're gonna kill him! How? Well, somehow, someway. We'll never give up.
No matter how long it takes us.
Hey, guys, come here. So where's Dracula? You just missed him, Florey. He outsmarted us again.
Are you kidding? I came from a Metropolis screening. I may never get a chance to see that film again.
Sorry, he's got Debbie.
And we had to stake Marty, too.
Vampires!
Making everything into a bad trip.
Why are you guys doing this?
All the vampires must die.
No. Please help me. Don't kill us.
Don't hurt me. Come. Love me and stay. I could be so good to you.
There you are, you evil vampire!
The county coroner just removed another victim from the corner of Sunset and Wilcox. This male victim, whose name is being withheld, was killed by a stake through the heart, which leads this reporter to believe it could be the work of the Vampire Hunters Club.
That's different. What do you mean this bites? Miss Mittens, that's not very nice. People are going to stop giving us their independent films. I can't even talk to you. I think Mr. Lobo is going to go to his P.O. box and check his mail. See if I can figure out this vampire business or whatever that Eddie Spaghetti was talking about. Cinema Insomnia. We'll be right back.
Let's go!
It's been like this the whole time, Deacon, on dishes, and it still hasn't moved in 5 years. You're a cool guy, but you're not pulling your weight in the flat.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that I'm cool. No, that's not the point, though. You're missing
I know.
the point.
Not a flat meeting about how cool you are.
When you get 3 vampires in a flat, obviously there's going to be a lot of tension.
Viago was an 18th century dandy.
Look, a ghost cop. Vladislav is a bit of a pervert.
This is my torture chamber.
Deacon's like the young bad boy of the group.
I'm supposed to pay rent, but I don't. The trouble with being a vampire is you have to be invited in.
Come in to the bar, please. $4, it's water.
Will you invite us in? We need some fresh blood.
Hi, my name is Nick. I've been a vampire for 2 months. My friend Richie's a bouncer. He'll invite us in.
Gentlemen, you are most welcome.
Nick is so much fun.
I'm a vampire.
Vampire! Such a dick.
Nick, why don't you use the front door? You want to draw attention to this house,
You've got a whole documentary crew following you around.
You let a vampire hunter into our
I don't
house.
let him in, I just gave him my email. He doesn't...
Kill you! I'm already dead!
You will not eat the camera guy, maybe one camera guy.
Turn the tape. Use your legs.
Wow.
What the f*** did he do for? Hey, that was... Don't swear. What are we?
Werewolves, not werewolves.
When you're a vampire, you become very sexy.
After Andy Warhol's Frankenstein comes...
May I introduce Count Dracula?
Andy Warhol's Dracula.
Let me out tonight. No, not tonight. But I don't have the food I eat. They only have chicken, vegetables I've never seen before. I'm sure they have no virgin meat. It must be tonight. The girls are beautiful. They look so pure. But how can we get at them?
You have no attraction!
How old are you? Little girl? You don't know what boys do with little girls?
No.
Your sister never told you?
You would be too embarrassed.
You are a virgin?
Yes.
You're telling me the truth?
Yes.
I believe you.
What are those marks? The kiss of Count Dracula.
Dracula, 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 Dracula.
My body can't take this treatment anymore.
After Andy Warhol's Frankenstein, here is Andy Warhol's Dracula.
Master,
Quiet, I'm calculating.
isn't it dark in there?
Not for my new Anilite solar calculator from Texas Instruments.
You have a Texas instrument?
Texas! Texas Instruments Anilite calculator. Unlike other solar calculators, it works in almost...
Any light.
Good, Renfield.
The new line of Anilite solar calculators from Texas Instruments.
Imagine the Prince of Darkness with a solar calculator.
Boy. Heavy. Some strange stuff in the P.O. box today. Just a reminder to send your goodies to Mr. Lobo, care of OSI 74, Box 74, at Glen, Pennsylvania 19310. I got this little funny book in the mail. It's from a Jack Chick. Boo, right on the first page. Just jumped the gun. Spoilers. Good midnight read for later. And let's see here. I got that letter from the Ancestry site, dreamyourgenes.com. I'll open that later since it's really not relevant to tonight's show. Who really has time to read the cards when you have giant prezzies to open on Christmas morning? Or in Mr. Lobo's case, All Hallows Eve. Alright, let's see here. Luckily, Mr. Lobo keeps some safety scissors in his pocket. So quite simply cut the string. Can't wait. Ooh, look at this. An old leather case. Oh, look, there's a tiny inscription. Decoration only. Not to be used as luggage. Faux leather. Cryptic. Oh, well, let's see. There's a, looks like there's a letter here, but we'll look at that later. There's a goblet. You know, maybe these are some more recipes from that tastysteakofthemonthclub.com, because look, there's a hammer for flattening chicken steaks, and some kebabs. And, oh, look, holy spices. You got your holy frankincense, holy oil, holy soil, holy water. Holy sh... That can't be right. Oh. What could be in this mysterious chest? Oh. Smells like garlic. Oh. Luckily for Mr. Lobo, it's garlic salt. Mr. Lobo's allergic to fresh garlic. And an old cookbook. Back from the times where they used to make the pages look old, you know? Like in the 1990s when that whole steampunk thing exploded. Wait a second. Vampire Hunter's Handbook. Doesn't sound like a cookbook. Maybe I should read that card, or rather, letter that comes with this. Dearest one, to avoid bad luck and premature death, do not open this letter or read its contents. Since you have started reading, you are now in immediate danger from the forces of evil. In this box are ancient vampire hunter tools that may give you some protection, but not much. You will likely be killed within the next 48 hours. After your demise, you must cross your name off the list and mail it to the next person. List? Must be, oh. Bunch of names crossed off here. Victor Belmont, Van Helsing, Van Housen, Van Morrison, Van Dam, Van Johnson, Van Halen, Van Damage, Van Conversion, Vincent Van Gogh, Vincent Price, Peter Vincent, Ron Peterson, Mr. Lobo. So what does that mean? I have to send this to someone named D? It's not even a name. It's barely a passing grade. It's not a vampire hunter. Hate chain letters. Maybe we can straighten all this out during Reel 3 of Vampire Hunters Club, presented in Blood Ovation.
Blood, blood. Why do you keep saying that?
What?
Blood. You keep saying blood.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I'm just talking to myself. I'm just putting a little blood in my Dracula model.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we need around here. It's more clutter.
What are you talking about?
Well, you and Forey, you have your models, your toys, your props, your posters. It's all clutter.
Gentlemen, your houses have so much junk in them. You ought to turn them into museums.
No. Look who's talking. Here's a guy that takes apart a carburetor in the living.
This is not a carburetor. It is an engine. Vroom, 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 vroom.
Oh, well, it's okay then. Battle stations.
Hey, well, what are you going to do with that?
If this is good enough for Claude Rains, it's good enough for me.
Huh.
Who's there?
It's me. Just open the door.
Me who?
It's me, Reggie.
Might be a trap. Say the password.
Lugosi.
Good enough for me.
Why didn't you turn off the alarm when you opened the front door?
I forgot. I got a lot on my mind. Tina, come here. Vampire hunters. This is Tina. And Tina,
That's okay.
this is...
You don't have to introduce me. I know everyone already. Johnny. Bob. Nigel. And of course, Ori.
I don't believe we've ever met. I know we haven't met. I don't believe I've talked to a pretty girl in, well, never.
How do you know who we are?
Tina is Marty's granddaughter.
I don't get it.
Back in the 50s, you destroyed my grandfather. No, that's okay. I know that you had to. Anyway, since then, the women in my family, we vowed to destroy Dracula.
She found him.
Who?
Bob, who we've been looking for 50 years.
Who?
Dracula.
I don't get it.
Tina, tell him what you discovered.
My sources tell me that he's figured out a secretive plan to spread his disease throughout the world. So tonight, I'm going undercover to this vampire club called Cafe Jugular, and I'm going to find out his plan and where he is.
We should go with you.
No, I don't want them to get suspicious. Just wait here, and I'll call you when I get the information. Okay?
Boy, that's one brave girl.
She's a credit to her family.
We can't let her down.
Maybe we should take a nap first.
I need to see your ID. No. I'm talking about these. That's my price.
Hey, I'm Conrad Brooks, the actor from Plan Out from Outer Space. Ed Wood, you know about Ed Wood. I want to say my video, Jen Gal, the Beast from the East. Oh, I'm just trying to make a sale.
Maria Montez, eat your heart out.
No. Let me do it.
So what's your story, sister? I'm looking for Dracula. Just turn on the TV. Good luck.
I don't know about you guys, but I think one of the toughest things about dating a vampire is that there's no way you can sneak out in the morning. And
Hi, my name is Mongo. You're not a regular, are you?
No.
Feel out of place? Weird? Mongo like weird. Mongo sit.
okay. Actually, I'm looking for someone.
Ah, look no more. Mongo someone.
Thanks, but you're not really my type. I'm looking for
Dracula. Dracula. There's lines around the block of girls trying to meet Dracula. They'll take you months to meet them. Mongo, no line. Express checkout, if you know what I mean.
Oh, can I get you two to drink? I'll have a Kahlua and milk.
Cow's milk? Gross.
Root beer, then.
One scream soda. Can you?
What's on tap?
Import or domestic?
Import.
Oh, we have a nice German tourist. Very fresh. Killed maybe a few hours ago.
That's what Mongo will have.
so let's see. I'm really nervous because my mom, the dingbat, is really pressuring me to have kids, and I am scared to have children. I mean, those little vampires running around there everywhere. Just forget about the nursing. Ouch!
Want to buy a pretty dead flower and make your friend happy?
What? She already happy. She with Mongo. Get lost. Yeah.
You need to be away from my mom because she's such a dingbat.
Oh. Put it on her tab. You know what?
No.
You're such a good sport. I tell you what, you do Mongo a favor. Mongo tell you where Dracula is.
What kind of favor do you want me to do?
Remember the blood?
How about a big kiss?
Kiss you?
How about a little kiss? Heaven!
I think I have a pen in here somewhere.
No need. Here, take it and leave before Mongo falls in love.
Thanks.
Whoa. You know, Mr. Lobo's going to have to build up his strength if he's going to become a fearless vampire killer. You know, my mom always... Ow! Got myself a sliver. All right, enough violence. I think this would be a good time to resurrect our snack bar segment with an insomniac snack based on tonight's film. You know, over there in the little town of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, they've got this famous sandwich. Perhaps you've heard of it. It's called cheesy steak, and it's a roll with a chopped steak on it, I guess, and you can have it wit or wit out, and Mr. Lobo doesn't know what any of that means. But in Transylvania, they also have a famous steak sandwich, and it's called a Vampire Hunters Club. And all you need to make one is some garlic. You can have garlic powder, garlic salt, or perhaps minced real fresh garlic, which Mr. Lobo recently discovered he is very allergic to. You also need some meat for your sandwich. These are called steak ums, and you can find these in the grocer's freezer right next to the steak ums. And you just take them home. They're flat, they're thin, they cook fast in a pan, and there you have it. You'll also need some hoagie rolls from the bread aisle, and some pre-softened horsen butteren, or standard butter, or margarine, or whatever you have in your home. And the first thing that you do is, quite simply, spread some butter on your hoagie rolls and add your garlic, you know, like this. Now, the next thing after that is to toast it for 2 minutes in your toaster oven or broiler. Now, we don't have 2 minutes to spare to toast this bread. 2 minutes of broadcast time is very expensive, and we sell it to our sponsors. Perhaps they will show you 2 minutes of toasting bread, but we unfortunately cannot afford it. So just before the show, we toasted this bread with butter and garlic, and now we've got some perfect garlic toast. Now, you might get this as a side dish at a spaghetti feed, and that would be it. You'd be done. But no, we're not done. What you do next is you add your steak filling to the bread, like so, quite simply, and put some on this guy here, and maybe more for this guy. All right. Put your meat all spread out. And I guess these you don't have cheese; they are wit out, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and close these up, like so. There, it looks nice. And there he goes like this. And Viola, you have 2 steak sandwiches, garlic steak sandwiches, but these are not Vampire Hunters Clubs. To make them a Vampire Hunters Club, what you need to do is cover them with a paper towel like so. All right. Okay. And you club them. with the stake and mallet technique. Get them nice and flat. Isn't that something? Quite very, very beautiful. Nice presentation. And to make a lovely V8 sucker punch for you and your guests, all you need are cans of V8 or tomato juice or tomato juice or clamato, whatever turns you on. And you also need a fork, barbecue fork like this. And you quite simply just puncture 2 holes into, quite simply, 2 holes into the can of V8, and you can just suck it out like this. It's quite fun. It's great at parties if you walk around sucking a can like this. You'll probably make a friend, have a good story. Practice your vampire technique. So there you have it, Vampire Hunters Club and a V8 sucker punch. Why don't you clog your arteries and suck down a few cold ones yourself during tonight's intermission.
Welcome, my friend. Come in and make yourself comfortable by the fire. I'm embarrassed that my butler wasn't able to meet you at the gate. I'm afraid we'll be supping alone this evening. It's Brimstoke's night to howl. Please forgive the minor theatrics. I simply can't resist a good scare. Frankly, my friend, these affected atmospherics, as startling as they can be, grow rather pale in the light of the story I am about to reveal. You have asked for the truth about Dracula, the monster most feared, whose restless soul has haunted generations. I must warn you, however, the truth about Dracula, about Vlad the Impaler, the great undead, is not for the timid. But my manners. Apologies, dear friend. Something to relieve a parched throat, perhaps. White? Red? Good. Like the tightly locked door at the top of the darkened stairway in the classic horror movies, Dracula's legend stands before us, daring us to investigate. I, like you, have always been fascinated with Dracula. The curiosity that brings you here tonight led me to ask the same questions. Why has the Dracula legend intrigued us so many generations? Could it be his triumph over mortality? His hypnotic power over victims? The elegance of this gentleman killer? Or the sheer thrill of being scared to death? Well, perhaps all of these elements combined have made Dracula the most popular character in the history of horror, inspiring hundreds of writers and filmmakers. But I caution you to approach this evening with more respect than one would have for an ordinary fictional character. For there is more truth than fiction in the story of Vlad Dracula. Though a legend surrounds him, I assure you that such a man actually lived over 400 years ago in the mountains of Transylvania, a very real country in the heart of Europe. Here, in fact, in this town of Shigashiwara, the real Dracula, Vlad Dracula, began a legend that would endure the centuries. A brass plaque still announces the fact to passers-by. In this house, Vlad Dracula was born. And now the truth, my friend. Travel back with me to 15th century Transylvania. In one day, some 500 nobles were impaled on stakes in the hills surrounding the city. Few dared to stand up against him again. From then on, Dracula was known as Vlad Tepesh, Vlad the Impaler. And within a very short time, Dracula was undeniably the leader of his people. In a papal letter sent to the Vatican, his atrocities were described. He killed some by breaking them under the wheels of carts. Others, stripped of their clothes, were skinned alive. Others placed upon stakes or roasted on red-hot coals. Others punctured with stakes, piercing their heads, their breasts, their buttocks, and the middle of their entrails, with the stake emerging from their mouths. It was during this time that this famous scene occurred, with Vlad dining at a table amongst the impaled bodies of his countless victims. Truthfully, I am appalled at the treatment dealt him at the hands of today's Western culture. It must sadden him to be reduced to a mathematical puppet for preschoolers, a gaudy waxen caricature in cheap chambers of horrors. Why, his name has even been associated with a sugar-saturated breakfast cereal. This is an insult to Vlad the Impaler, hero to his people, and the very image of Satan to his enemies. 400 years after his death, Dracula found new life. It was Bram Stoker, an Irish novelist, who first introduced the Dracula legend to English literature. His research into the historical Vlad Dracula was painstaking, if you'll permit the pun. It was Stoker who changed Vlad from a bloodthirsty prince to a bloodthirsty vampire. Listen to Stoker's vivid description of a first meeting with the Count in his 1897 novel, Dracula. What kind of a place had I come to? And among what kind of people? I heard a heavy step approaching behind the great door, and saw through the chinks the gleam of a coming light. Then there was the sound of rattling chains and the clanking of massive bolts drawn back. A key was turned with the loud grating noise of long disuse, and the great door swung back. Within stood a tall old man, clad in black from head to foot, without a single speck of color about him anywhere. The old man motioned me in with his right hand with a courtly gesture, saying in excellent English, but with a strange intonation, "Welcome to my house. Enter freely and of your own will." He made no motion of stepping to meet me, but stood like a statue, as though his gesture of welcome had fixed him into stone. The instant, however, that I had stepped over the threshold, he moved impulsively forward. I said interrogatively, "Count Dracula?" He bowed in a courtly gesture as he replied, "I am Dracula. I bid you welcome. It is late and my people are not available. Let me see to your comfort. Myself. Well, from your expression, I can see that Dracula still isn't real to you. Well, can you begin to believe it? Can you imagine, for instance, that Bram Stoker's Castle Dracula might have existed? Deep in the Carpathian Mountains, perched securely on a lofty crag, lies Castle Dracula. One can only imagine the height of its battlements and the depth of its secrets. Oh yes, Castle Dracula was real, and to the Transylvanians so were vampires. The ornate frescoes on these old Transylvanian church walls tell the story of vampirism. These drawings are vivid in detail, depicting the restless souls of the undead rising out of their graves. So, the legend has some basis in fact. The potential of such rich drama was quickly discovered by a young, booming film industry, both in Europe and Hollywood. The Dracula legend found new life in 1922 with the release of a German film entitled Nosferatu. Nosferatu was the first of over 200 movies to contribute to Dracula lore. I have a copy of the film ready in the viewing room. Would you care to have a look at Dracula's first starring role? Oh, good. They just don't make them like this anymore. And it's a good thing, too. The actor is Max Schreck. His Count Orlok bears little resemblance to the elegant devils of later Hollywood and London versions. Though vampire stories had been translated to the screen as early as 1909, this film was an adaptation of Stoker's novel and is considered the first Dracula vampire movie. Even today, Nosferatu remains a masterpiece of horror. Vampires are no quaint legend, nor is Dracula a theatrical character created through actors and special effects. No, he is terribly real. Certainly, Hollywood has contributed much to the Western image of the Count. Many great men have played Dracula on the stage and screen. Most of them were my friends, though I somehow never had the opportunity to play the King of Evil. Maybe it's just as well. There are many classic film portrayals which have mixed fact with fantasy to create the popular image of Count Dracula. Over the years, many vampire movies have featured female vampires, but none compares with the nightmarish Vampiro, directed by Carl Dreyer in 1932. In this artistically acclaimed film, Dreyer presents his vampire as an ugly, old, witch-like woman. The horror is further enhanced by Dreyer's imaginative use of the camera. Such techniques as shooting through gauze to create a dreamlike haze are still used by filmmakers to this day. This 1936 Dracula sequel, Mark of the Vampire, incorporated all the classic elements: the spooky castle, the cobwebs, the dim candlelight, the eerie music, the pretty young girl, and of course, the most famous of all the Hollywood Draculas, Bela Lugosi. Ah, the imagination of the filmmaker. And who better in this age of cinematic miracles to perpetuate the evils of Vlad Dracula? But in this, as in all things, truth is stranger than fiction. From Bram Stoker down to today's characterizations of the prince, none has ever succeeded in even approaching the horrible truth of Vlad the Impaler. Even our most famous portrayals of Dracula fall short of the terror expressed in a 15th century portrait of the real Vlad Dracula. The artist is unknown, and so is his fate. Truth is an interpretation of facts, whether those facts be real or imagined. To the people of Romania, for the past 500 years, Vlad Dracula has existed as truth. The horrors of history lend credence to his legend. The people meld vampires, demons, and religious beliefs with the legend. The novelist mixes these elements with a fertile imagination and a dramatic flair, et voila, Count Dracula in all his glory. The prince's psychotic, twisted mind served a purpose for the people of Romania against the Turks, and his evil proves to be barbaric only in the light of the knowledge of successive generations. Well, I've told you the facts. It is up to each of you to interpret these facts and determine your own truth. Well, it's dawn already. How the time has flown. Well, I've enjoyed this evening very much, but I'm afraid our little chat must come to an end. Oh, Brimstoke should be back by now. He will show you out. Good morning.
Jessie James, you will need it.
Your bullets can't hurt me.
You're not dreaming. You're watching Cinema Insomnia. You're not dreaming. You're watching Cinema Insomnia. I'm your host, Mr. Lobo. We hope you enjoyed tonight's intermission. You know, there's nothing in John Stanley's Creature Features movie guide about the Vampire Hunters Club. There's not even anything in the Vampire Hunters Handbook about tonight's feature either. Which is a good thing because Mr. Lobo's been busy trying to ward off the undead. Miss Mittens and I have decided to start our own Vampire Hunters Club. Mr. Lobo put an ad in the Craigslist during tonight's Vincent Price Dracula short, so hopefully soon we'll have an eager young apprentice at our front door. The doorbell. Too early for trick-and-treaters. This must be the new blood. Come in! Come in! What do you want, a formal invitation? Pardon me, please, while I take care of this. All right. I'm a coming.
Well, this has been a really undead audience. Thank you so much for having me here tonight. I'm going to bring back our host if he's still alive.
That was marvelous, darling. And now I'd like to welcome our favorite go-go girls. They really know how to shake those things. Let's hear it for the Vampiros, Bimbos, Dancers!
This is way too blunt.
Yeah. Will somebody get the phone?
Reggie, listen, this is Tina. I got the address. Meet me right away at 1313 Hillview Heights.
I'm sorry, your party has been terminated.
Tina!
What's wrong?
Oh, something's happened to Tina. She gave me Dracula's address and then she screamed.
Oh, that poor girl. One of us should have gone with her.
You got the address?
Right here.
You guys all know that I'm a sergeant at arms here. I suggest that we get it together and go out and rumble with those damn vampires.
Tonight I meet Dracula, Lord of the Vampires. Oh, but wait a minute. Metropolis is being shown tonight. I may never get to see it again.
You know what to do.
I sure do.
Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, pal. 2 out of 3.
You know the rules, Nigel. Someone has to stay here in case the rest of us don't come back.
But why does it always have to be me?
You got the red marble.
Well, I missed all the action the last time. Red marble. Paper, rock, scissors, stop wrestling. Doesn't matter. I always lose.
We don't have time for this.
Don't worry about it, Nigel. I'll write a great article about it. You can read that.
Fine. Leave the old gimp. Go have a good time. Don't worry about me.
Oh, I think you guys want the casting office down the hall.
We're here to see your boss.
Dracula.
Well, I see you came prepared. One moment, please. You better get in here right away.
A welcoming committee, huh? All right, which one's it gonna be? This one's gonna put you in the hospital. This one will put you in the cemetery.
No, not in here. I am sick of cleaning this place up.
Which one's it gonna be?
Hey, calm down out there. Just send them in.
I was only joking.
Calm down out there. Just send them on in here. We don't want to scare them to death. There's no fun in that.
Come on, guys. Let's go, sweetheart.
So, you a local girl? You live around here?
Live? Here? Not really.
Oh, and what was your name again?
Countess Bloodsugar. I just flew in tonight.
Countess Bloodsugar. Do we have to call you Your Highness? Mr. Lobo is understanding that you are a aspiring vampire hunter?
Vampire, hunter, all the above, really.
Well, good. Welcome to the club. When we come back from the break, Mr. Lobo is going to show you how to identify and eliminate vampire scum. Would you like me to puncture you a V8?
Now I'm gonna take it straight up.
Jeepers. Cinema Insomnia will be right back.
Roll camera. Iris in. Begin.
It's been a fitful night, but you wake refreshed. What is that beside you? It's a book about vampires.
Nosferatu. Director F.W. Murnau had an obsession to create the world's most realistic vampire movie.
Meet Count Olaf.
The overture to our Symphony of Horrors.
He dug up an actor.
I'd like some makeup.
Well, you don't get him.
Who didn't just play the part.
But you're not feeding. No, you're not drinking her blood.
He lived it.
What is the matter with you?
Where did you find him, really?
From Lionsgate Films and producer Nicolas Cage comes the haunting tale of the uncompromising.
You will have no close-ups now.
The unimaginable.
Blood!
And the undead. Academy Award nominees John Malkovich.
I will finish my picture!
And Willem Dafoe.
This is hardly your picture any longer.
Shadow of the Vampire.
How dare you destroy my photographer? Why not the script girl?
I'll eat her later. Michael and Sam have just moved to Santa Carla, California. They're about to discover its secret.
Notice anything unusual about Santa Carla yet?
No. It's a pretty cool place. If you're a Martian.
Or a vampire.
So where are you? The flying nun? I'm your brother, Sammy. Help me! Stay back! Stay back!
What's happening to me, Star?
Get yourself a good sharp steak.
Drive it right through his heart.
You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a damn blood-sucking vampire.
Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
When a vampire buys it, it's never a pretty sight. Michael, they're coming! Oh, shit!
I just met this girl named Buffy on Pike.
Pike isn't a name, it's a fish.
I liked her even though she seemed kind of flaky. But as it turns out...
You have been chosen, Buffy,
To do what?
to stop the vampires.
Does Elvis talk to you?
When things started getting weird around here.
Are we having a nightmare?
You threw a knife at my head.
And you caught it.
She was the one person I could really count on. Kill him a lot. Hi.
Hi. What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I'm saving your butt. That is a bad guy. Can we go, please?
The Slayer is unmasked. Let's finish it.
I think this relationship has potential.
Hi. How's it going?
You're obviously having a bad hair day.
If she can just get rid of those other guys in her life.
Stab him in the heart!
Christy Swanson.
I am so sure.
Donald Sutherland. Paul Rubens. With Rutger Hauer and Luke Perry.
Buffy, you're not like other girls.
Yes, I am.
Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
I didn't even break a nail.
Directed by Fran Rubel Kazooie.
You're not dreaming. You're watching Cinema Insomnia. You know, being a vampire hunter is tough. You gotta be on your toes. But vampires have more weaknesses than you can shake a stake at. Basically because they're terminally OCD. Sunlight, holy water, running water, thorns, garlic, seeds, a sharp wind, harsh language, basically anything, if applied properly, could potentially kill a vampire. Crosses, they only work if you believe in them. So, what works for Mr. Lobo is this. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, a lot of people find these really annoying and hate them, but, you know, they really do work to help improve my focus and relaxation. But what also works for Mr. Lobo is ordinary coffee. The power of Folgers compels you.
Bleh.
Oh, sorry. We do have some decaf in the break room. You know, Mr. Lobo's gonna go get out the VPR dummy so we can practice some staking next. Isn't that great? And now, Cinema Insomnia returns to the Vampire Hunters Club in Bloodovision.
Come into his parlor.
Oh, well, come in, please, sit down. Wow, it's all right, don't be afraid. Look at you guys, you look different. So, can I get you anything? Do you want anything? Do you want a drink?
No, we're fine.
So, wow, you're still trying to kill me, huh?
You're evil, and it must be stopped.
Stop, what do you gotta stop? I'm just here trying to motivate my fellow man.
You kill your fellow man.
Aren't you here to kill me?
That's different. You are evil.
Oh, I'm evil. So I see. So whoever you guys kill in your little vigilante club, that's okay. But if I go out and kill someone, then I'm evil.
Listen, we are not vigilantes. We are vampire hunters. And you are a vampire. And you kill people.
Do they look dead to you?
You've turned them into vampires. You've slaughtered innocent people.
No. I just ask for a couple pints a week, everyone gives, everyone's happy. What's the problem?
Our earnings are way up. It looks like we're going to have a great quarter.
Terrific.
Debbie,
Do I know you?
it's me, Reggie.
Wow, you sure look different. What happened to you?
I've been looking for you for 50 years. That's what happened to me.
50 years? Do you believe that? 50 years? These guys have had no fun for 50 years.
Oh, there'll be fun for us today.
Now it's time to die.
Oh, can I reason with you?
No!
Boy, are you in on this?
No, I'll record it for posterity.
Goodbye, Dracula.
Okay, I tried to work with these guys, right? I tried. Girls. How often have you said to yourself, I wish I had more money, more time, longer relationships? How many sleepless nights have you spent worrying about the future? What if I were to tell you that all that is behind you? Never again would you worry about money, or time, or your love life. In fact, I could promise you that you would never have another sleepless night as long as you live. I can teach you my methods and techniques that will forever change the way you live your life and make you a happier, more fulfilled individual.
I used to have a boring job. Day in, day out, doing something I hated. Then I heard about Dracula and his methods. Well, I signed up, and my life has never been the same. Now I have a successful business, and I can't spend the money fast enough. And it's all thanks to Dracula.
I spent years prowling, and looking for the perfect mate. When I was at home alone one Saturday night, without a date, and I was watching Dracula on TV, and what he was saying made so much sense. His methods really do work.
Without Dracula's talents, I would have never met Henry. It's really something to be able to look into your husband's eyes and tell him, I'm going to love you forever. And really mean it.
All your dreams can be fulfilled. It doesn't matter whether you deliver babies or deliver pizzas. I'm going to teach you how to make the most out of your life.
It's like being reborn.
When I decided to run for office, I didn't have a devil's chance in heaven of winning. But Dracula taught me there are many ways to influence your constituents. And he was right.
Being a single mom with teenage girls isn't easy. There used to be a lot of arguing and yelling. Then I joined Dracula and learned his methods. Now life is so easy. The girls do exactly what I tell them, always. Don't you, girls?
Yes, Mother.
Anything you say, Mom. Isn't that nice?
I can't even begin to tell you the effect that he's had on my career. Without Dracula, I'd still be doing dinner theater in Omaha.
The best thing about Dracula's techniques is they work on anybody or anything.
So if you're stuck in a dead-end job, or a dead-end relationship, or if you're just at a dead end,
I hate everything and everybody all the time.
Call now and really join the dead. Put an end to your boring life.
and if you call now, you'll get this amazing 5-in-1 salad helper. Operators are standing by. 1-800-555-0199. That's 1-800-555-0199. Call today. Join me. You won't live to regret it. Right, girls?
Absolutely.
You've got that right, Count.
Dracula on TV. Oh,
hello, Nigel. How's the good life?
Reggie, is that you?
In the flesh. And Debbie, too.
I don't understand.
I'm afraid you're in the wrong club.
Welcome, or should I say, welcome, to your VPR training. This is my assistant, Resurrecta Annie. Say hello to the nice people, Resurrecta Annie. Hello, nice people. She's a teaching aide. Would you like to say hello to the little lady, Countess Bloodsugar?
Hello, Resurrecta.
All right, then. Let's just say Resurrecta is sleeping in her coffin after a night of feasting on the blood of the living. Your friends, your family members, with the Fang Wei open, using the head tilt chin lift maneuver, like so, pinch the nostrils to make sure they're not breathing, and cover the unperson's mouth with yours, and blow 2 quick breaths of air into their compacted lungs to make sure they're undead. Now, you always want to be careful putting your mouth on a vampire, because vampires are saucy and they want to try to kiss you back. Now, the next thing you want to do is compress the chest, okay, with the stake and mallet maneuver. Now, this first blow is really important because you've got to break through the rib cage. You also want to do it to a steady rhythm. Ah, 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 ah. Staying alive, staying alive. Ah, 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 ah. Staying alive. Okay, now you try. Ah, 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 ah. Staying alive, staying alive. Ah, 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 ah. Staying alive. Very good, very good. Now you know how to slay a vampire. Now, when you're certified, okay, nobody knows you've got that little card in your wallet, so you don't have to do anything you're not comfortable with. You could hurt somebody if you don't do it correctly. All right. Cinema Insomnia. We'll be right back.
Did you ever have one of those nights?
Hey, where are we going? Doesn't matter. What counts is that you're my buddy.
My date didn't start off too well.
We be looking for ya.
Are we jumpy tonight?
And then it got worse.
We're here.
And then...
Gentlemen, I give you Katrina.
You're just what I'm looking for. Why'd you pick on us?
It was a mistake. It was a little error there, a little communication error. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Let's just get out of here.
This is not really happening.
Hello, baby.
God, you look awful. What happened to you?
I was nearly hung. I got into a fight with a psychotic albino. I hit a cockroach, my best friend disappeared, and then I'm nearly assassinated by a runaway elevator.
Anyone can have an off night.
This is fantastic!
Vamp, a comedy with bite. And of course, Grace Jones.
Separate your head from your shoulders.
Do it fast.
All right.
The time's roll. No!
You might as well just kill me then, too.
Caleb Colton no longer belongs to our world.
We'll give him a week, see if we can call him one of us.
He belongs to hers.
But you have to learn to kill.
He belongs to theirs.
I want to kill. He makes a kill tonight.
And they all belong to the night.
It's $3 short for a bus ticket home. You help me out?
What do you want?
Believe me, I told you.
Just don't think of it as killing.
Amen.
Don't think at all. It's just something that you do night after night. It's only ever a question of how.
You nervous? I would be too if I were you.
Near dark.
The bigger boys fall in with trouble. Check out time.
Bought yourself some time, son.
God damn, this is my family. Let him go.
Near dark. Pray for daylight. The night has its price.
Welcome to Purgatory. This small Arizona community is home to a very select group of retirees. Here they live long lives, share the same desires and the same needs, like blood.
How can you drink that stuff called
Synthetic blood.
It tastes real.
So they won't have to kill anyone.
Don't you ever miss warm human blood.
Now, come sundown, everyone's going batty.
What kind of bullets can kill vampires? Ah!
Fortified wood.
David Carradine, Morgan Brittany, and Deborah Foreman
I wasn't gonna bite you.
in Sundown. Now they gotta fight for the right to bite.
There is the cream filling. Now that's the stuff. Hostess.
And so, we've learned a lot today about how to hunt and kill a vampire. There's an illustration in this book of a typical female vampire, and she... Countess Bloodsugar. Why, Countess Bloodsugar? What long black hair you have.
The better to blend into the night with.
And, Countess Bloodsugar, what long black nails you have.
The better to dig into my prey with.
Oh no. We're going to Grandma's house. Mr. Lobo doesn't know if he has the strength to ask this last question, but here goes. And Countess Bloodsugar, what long, sharp teeth you have.
The better to bite Miss Mittens with.
Miss Mittens? Wait a second. Aren't you a vampire?
Oh no, I'm your worst nightmare. I'm a vegetarian. I just happen to be very, very pretentious.
Oh.
That steak sandwich you made earlier, disgusting. And on the subject of vampires, I took the liberty of opening up your Ancestry results from dreamyourgenes.com, and it turns out you are the natural carnivore.
That's private.
We have 1/4 Swedish Portuguese, 1/8 werewolf, and 1/66 pure blood vampire.
Really? Swedish? No. Mr. Lobo doesn't understand. What a mind-bending plot twist. Look, the power of Folgers compels you. The power of Maxwell House, the chock full of nuts, the power of Senka compels you.
Where's your faith now, you meat-eating faux Swede? Now you see that it is you that has been the true monster this whole time.
I made a mistake. Ow, 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 ow,
Stay alive.
ow, ow, ow.
And now,
You guys all know that I'm the Sergeant at Arms, and I suggest that we get it on and rumble with those bastards.
Keep it rolling, keep it rolling.
I may never get to see that film again.
Oh, sorry. He's got Debbie. And you know, we had to stake Marty, too.
No. Oh, yeah.
One, still rolling. Quiet in the kitchen, please.
Remember, slowly
rolling, rolling. Quiet, please. No talking. Here we go. Ready? And camera zoom. And action, Don.
I spent eons pitching my Jurassic classics to the Hollywood studios and trying to meet beautiful starlets who liked me for myself and not just to get a little part. But thanks to Dracula, now the studios come to me. And as for the beautiful starlets...
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Dick Luke.
Baby, close up.
Okay.
Close up.
One.
It's really something to look into your husband's eyes and say, I'm going to love you forever. Oh, I really mean it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh boy!
Well, I'd love to stay and play with you guys, but the night is young, and I gotta go. Wait, I'm sorry. Now I acted badly.
Too much.
Okay.
And now I'd like to welcome our favorite go-go girls. They really know how to shake those things. The fabulous
You call this a tarantula?
Before Mongo fall in love. Nice body, too. Hey!
Invest with us. We'll take care of you in this world and the next.
That last bit was just credits and bloopers. That's weird. Well, now that Mr. Lobo is back in hell where he belongs, I can cross his name off of this list and send this care package to Sunny D in Japan. That way, the chain remains unbroken. Now that that's taken care of, I have some of my own unfinished business. Thanks for watching Cinema Insomnia.
This is Mr. Lobo, president of Outer Space International and host of Cinema Insomnia.
And I'm Sleazy P. Martini, host of Sleazy Pictures After Dark.
We're not here to make you feel guilty. This isn't public television. We're not trying to keep jazz alive. But if you appreciate the programs we bring to you here at OSI 74, well, we have our operational costs, and if you would just consider donating even $1 a month to our Patreon account.
Wait, whoa, what? $1? $1? Oh, way to think big there, Donald Trump. Look, I got bills, okay? I got expenses I've got to meet. I need a heck of a lot more than $1.
Hey, you know, even $1 is very much appreciated. In fact, even nothing at all. Your eyeballs, your attention, you're still supporting just by watching the great content.
I know where you punks live. I know where your mother's basement is, and I will come there, and I will...
Reach for the sky! Support OSI!
What would you do if you accidentally discovered the house next door was occupied by something not human? Something horrifying. Something unspeakably evil. No one believes you.
Mom, I didn't have a nightmare.
Not your mom.
They did kill a girl over there.
Not your girlfriend.
Charlie, is this some sort of a trick to get me back?
Not even the police.
Look, I know it's crazy. I know that, but look, Lieutenant!
It knows that you know. You'll do anything to protect yourself, but it will do anything to protect its secret. Fright Night. If you love being scared, this could be the night of your life.
Once, in a little-known hamlet called Hollywood, there were 3 young guys who did absolutely nothing except think, drink, eat, sleep, and dream about women. Grown-up, high-heeled, low-slung, flirtatious women. Trouble is, they couldn't find any that lived up to their high expectations, which were pretty low, until one of them met the Countess. She had an incredible thirst for blood, virgin blood, in Hollywood no less. One look and he was smitten, one kiss and he was bitten, one bite and he was hers forever. Once bitten. You may see a funnier movie one day, but don't stick your neck out. Coming this fall from the Samuel Goldwyn Company, Once Bitten.
Who says vampires are no laughing matter? They certainly are. The fearless vampire killers, or, pardon me, but your teeth are in my neck. Jack McGarrett, Sharon Tate, Alfie Bass, Ferdy Main, and Terry Downs. 2 men on a vampire hunt. Simple? They certainly are.
Two tiny little bandages, just the right size. Guess you know what they're for.